Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and heart to your listening experience and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality in a way that is extremely empowering. Speaking of exploring powerful perspectives, I'm super excited to announce the release of my very first book, The Golden Key: Modern Alchemy to Unlock Infinite Abundance. If you're ready to alchemize the circumstances in your life so that your abundance expands to an entirely new level in 2021, head over to goldenkey.gift to download the audio or ebook as my gift to you by using the code POSITIVEHEAD.
All right, all you positive heads, welcome. Welcome, one and all. I'm very grateful that you have joined me today on another beautiful day, another gorgeous, magical, amazing day that we get to be here for, and we get to choose to have that attitude about because we're practicing. It's a conscious daily effort that we're doing, and I want to applaud you all for doing just that, for taking the effort every day to focus your thoughts on love and on positivity. I think we are all doing an amazing, amazing job. I saw a question in the Facebook group this morning that I would love to chime in on, and this question came in from Megan, and she said, I spend most of my time listening and surrounding myself with the good. And by that I mean I fill my mornings with the Positive Head podcast, Tony Robbins, charging my crystals, setting intentions for the day, etc. As I was showering this morning, a thought came to me about the bad. Yes, I know you shouldn't feel what you don't want more of, hence all of the goodness I consciously put energy into. But you can't have the good without the bad, the light without the dark. So my question is, where is the bad? Where does it go when it's wished on you or someone? How do you keep someone's bad energy from interfering with your vibration? We all have enemies and people who want to see our downfalls flourish. How do we know they haven't wished ill will on us, and how do we protect ourselves from it? I have a specific person from my past who I was once in the most toxic relationship of my life with, and, in my opinion, is darkness in human form. He's going to die from an incurable disease and keeps finding ways to communicate with me as he is slowly losing the life in himself. I was the only girlfriend he had ever had, so you can imagine us breaking up, and him dealing with his reality had probably put him in an even darker place. This leaves me feeling so uneasy, as I know his capabilities are endless as far as what he's willing to do. I know that love wins every time, and I truly embody love in every way I can and put all of my effort into being more and more love. You can't have enough, LOL. But this thought of the other side is unsettling. I just want some clarification on it or a new perspective. I love this podcast and everything it represents. I hope I hear back. Well, Megan, I think you got some really amazing answers from the members of our Positive Head family here in the group. And I also wanted to share my perspective from what I learn from my clients when they come in for sessions, when their higher self is giving the perspective on how they should think about these things in their own lives. Because when we see these things from our third dimensional perspective, it's very different, vastly different than the way our higher self sees it from the bird's eye perspective of that higher dimensional existence. Here, we're stuck in what seems like the reality of the muck and the mire, which, as we're always talking about, is here so we can learn, is to help us to make this decision for ourselves as far as our soul's growth is concerned. It's always a choice. What are we going to choose? Am I going to choose the path of love, or am I going to choose the path of fear? And what that really means is, am I choosing the path of serving others, serving the whole, serving the unity that I and we are all a part of? Or is it making the choice to serve ourselves? And this can get kind of complicated when we start talking about the light and the dark because, of course, the dark can be scary. And what I love about the comments that came through in the group is that they were so right on because the light cannot exist without the dark. The dark cannot exist here in this reality without the light, and they are interdependent upon one another. If we did not have these darker aspects, we wouldn't even recognize our light. If we didn't have impatience, how would we recognize patience? If we didn't have sadness and despair, how would we recognize true happiness and joy? And so these things are here to teach us beautiful lessons and really to help us really bask in it and to have more gratitude for it and to really feel it differently. Because if our existence was all light, all love, all rainbows and butterflies all the time, we would just be kind of complacent in it and not really be grateful for it. What's interesting, I'm thinking of this time in my life when I was really lucky and I spent this whole entire summer at the beach, coming from more of a city environment, staying at the beach all summer and being able to just walk with my beach chair every single day was amazing. But what happened was towards the end of the summer, it became just like a thing that, yeah, I could just do it. And I wasn't as grateful for it as I was when I only had that little vacation time or, it was only that quick moment. It was like I became kind of complacent in my appreciation for it because I got so used to it, because the beauty was there every single day. And it was just like, yeah, well, here it is. And I knew it. Luckily, I knew at the time. I wish I felt more grateful. I think that it's just having to, for me, mix it up, change it up all the time so that I can see and I can remember and I can have that contrast to where I do appreciate and I can always remember, oh, have that gratitude there. And so that's such a beautiful purpose of the dark, is to always remind us what we have to be grateful for. I love that. I love that so much. And so your question, Megan, as far as where does the bad go? Where does it go when it is wished on you or someone? And how do you keep someone's bad energy from interfering with your vibration? Okay, so where does it go when it is wished on you or someone? Well, that energy that comes directed at you comes towards you. Sometimes, as an empath, you can feel it. Sometimes even not anybody could really feel an energy directed towards them. It's just they might not understand what it is. An empath might be able to pick it up a little bit more and understand maybe who it's coming from and what that energy is and that it's not theirs. But that energy is always directed towards us. And so we will feel it. It's kind of like what would be called a psychic attack. The thing is about this, I don't like that word, attack, because nobody can ever really attack us in that way unless we allow it. And if we are afraid of it or feel like we are not, we don't have enough power against it, that other person's energy is more powerful or they are more powerful than we are, and we disempower ourselves, then we are belittling our energy, really, and making it less powerful just by thinking that. And so to know that you are strong in love in your center, and that is your greatest protection, and that any energies that come anywhere near your field that are not yours and that are not in your highest and best can just bounce right off of you. That, I think, is my favorite way to look at it. I don't like to view it in terms of separation, putting up that wall of separation between me and another human being, because when I'm separating from someone, I'm not recognizing the unity within us. And so instead of putting up a wall, I prefer to surround them with love. Surround them with the thought and the idea of the best that I know that they can be, the best that I know that their inner being is. And I can try to see them as that. And I can surround them with that kind of intention. Because when you look at it a different way, and it can make you fearful when you think someone's sending all of this negative energy toward you, and what if a little gets on you and you don't know what to do with it and it makes you feel uneasy. Totally understandable, because it can happen, especially if we're not really recognizing what happens or what is happening. But if instead we realize that energy is so hurt, that energy is so sad, and I feel so much compassion towards it because it can't see the light like I can. And I so wish it could, because it's really awesome over here. And I'm sorry that you can't see it. And so I have so much love and so much compassion for you. And I'm going to scoop up a whole ton of this energy from Creator, from the earth, not from myself, but this intention that I can gather this from the infinitum all around me. And I can gather it up and I can send it towards that person in the hopes and the intentions that they might see it, that they might feel it, that it might help them remember. Because at the end of the day, all of us, every single one of us, no matter what type of light distortion we are emanating, because that's all it is, we are all fractals of Source. We all come from the oneness and unity of all that there is. That means no matter what type of experience someone is having, no matter what type of choice they're making in their life, or what type of energy they decide to play with and experience at the moment, everybody starts in Source. All of us come from Source. All of us come from love and unity. It just looks the way it looks here. And the beauty about it is that these interactions, these experiences that we have with one another, they are teaching us so incredibly much. And the most amazing thing that we can learn from these experiences is compassion. Compassion for everyone and everything that they went through. Because it's not only this life that we are carrying these energies through. It's from past lives. So many of my clients are carrying energies that they don't understand with them into this life. And it's confusing. And when we understand it, shine a whole lot of love and compassion towards it. What happens to these energies that are quote unquote bad, they go back to the all from which they came from. They go back to the earth, they go back to the Creator, they go back to the energy, the consciousness that everything is. And then it gets to be picked up again and utilized by another creator being to do whatever its focus is, whatever its intention is. Nothing is ever created or destroyed. And so when we send an energy back to the light, back to Creator, back to the earth, and dissolve it from our system, then it can just go back and then be whatever it wants to be from there. Breaking all back down into those little fractals of light and then reassembling back into what we call material. I think this world that we live in is so utterly fascinating. But at the same time, I know how confusing it is when we start to delve into this metaphysical world of energy and vibration and feeling like we need to protect ourselves. There is no protection other than the vibration of love for yourself and for that person, the vibration of compassion and of gratitude. That will protect you always, because even if there are negative energies that are trying to get your attention, if you respond in that way, they're not interested anymore. They're going to move on to what will feed them. Negative energy is not fed by love and compassion. It is fed by other negative things. It is fed by jealousy or greed or hatred or all of those other lovely experiences that we all get to have. But if you don't feed it, it's just not interested anymore. And so that's how simple it is. Nobody else's energy can interfere with your own unless you allow it, unless you make the conscious choice to allow that to make you afraid, not understanding how powerful you are as an individual. And all you need to do is to use the conscious intention and focus in your heart center, sending out that love and compassion for all beings, yourself included, remembering that we are all one. There is only one of us here, all little fractals of Source, all having experiences, all teaching one another what we need to learn. And speaking of, when we come to this Earth School, we sign on that we have to learn everything. We have to have all of the experiences. We have to know what it's like to be everything, to experience everything. That's a whole lot of doings there. And so that means that we have to experience being the victim and the one who victimizes, the one who gets abandoned and the one who leaves. There's so many different scenarios that play back and forth, and we have to experience all of it. And so when we look at it like that, and we can think to ourselves, well, maybe I've been that. Maybe I've been the villain in other lives. Maybe I've done that to someone. And I have the privilege now to have learned from it. And maybe I can use that to help somebody else. I can now shine my light brighter, and maybe I can help them to remember to shine theirs. I love you all so, so much. I'm going to leave you with the song for today. This is Trevor Hall, The Fruitful Darkness. Until next time, I love you all.
Also, before we cue up today's song, as a quick reminder, don't forget to download the Golden Key audio or ebook as my free gift to you at goldenkey.gift using the Golden Key code POSITIVEHEAD. And please, if you enjoy my gift, leave a positive review on Amazon so others can unlock their lives with the help of the Golden Key as well.
Infinite calm, crystal clear. Calm, clear.
When I look back on those years gone by, all those mountains standing in my mind, I could have folded, could have turned around, but all good stories have their ups and downs. So I had to find my way through. 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 The fruitful darkness is all